and welcome to my Psychic Connection. I'm your guest host tonight, Gifts of Faith. How's everybody doing tonight? Happy Monday. I'm joined tonight by Jesse Slate and Nikki Taylor. Hi, guys.
Hi.
How are
Excited
you
to
guys
be here.
doing?
Good. It's hot. I'm in the Pacific Northwest over here in that heat wave. How are you guys doing with the heat?
It's hot here too. I'm in Virginia.
It's a hot
I'm doing
summer.
well. I'm turning into a robot over here, though. I'm kind of lagging and everything's freezing, though. But I'm trying to stick through it.
You'll be okay. We'll all be okay. Just to give everybody a heads up, this is my first time hosting a live, so bear with me. But I'm going to try my best. Journey's taking a break, so from hosting. But I'm glad that I could be joined by you guys tonight. I think this is my second time with you, Nikki, and I think this is my second time reading with you too, Jesse. I think.
Lucky number 2.
Yeah. Your hair looks really nice, Nikki.
Thank you. I thought I would brave some extra heat with the curling iron. I thought I'd just, already hot, might as well get hotter, right?
Well, beauty is pain. Are you guys ready to do some readings tonight?
Yeah, so ready. Lots of energy.
Yeah, there is lots of energy today.
That sun's bringing us a lot of energy too, so that's really going to amplify the readings a lot, right? That solar information, that solar energy coming down to us. So it's a good night for readings.
That's true. Well, I don't know about you guys. I don't know where did Jesse go? I guess he just.
I think he was having some technical difficulties for a minute. So I think
maybe we lost him.
I think he's just flushing those out really quick.
Surprise, brothers! It's Journey.
I told you guys. See, last week I told you guys Journey would be in the background listening and watching.
Well, this is my vacation for myself because my birthday is in 2 days.
Woo-hoo-hoo.
I know.
Happy birthday! I'm still older.
Of course.
Don't feel bad.
Of course you are.
Hey, you like it though, because you act like you're my older brother though.
I'm back.
You're back?
Mm-hmm.
Are you back?
For a second, but he's back.
Okay. So are you guys ready to give some readings?
Yep.
I am.
Yeah, I got kicked out. It kept saying page unresponsive.
Okay. Well, now that you're done with your technical
Yes,
problems,
we are.
make sure that won't happen no more. Guys, you guys have been here before. Please hold your questions until your name's called. Everybody's being added to the list. All right, let's go ahead and get our first person of the night, which is Miriam. Miriam, here's your question.
Hi, Miriam. I'm not seeing any questions.
She hasn't posted it. Posted it yet.
Okay. I was like, I'm not seeing any questions to read.
What are Muhammad's intentions / motivations going to be when we're in contact again? Virtual hug.
Hi, Miriam. Good evening. I feel like it's going to be to reconnect with you, to see where you're at, and just to be connected to your energy, but you've still got to be patient. And I know that that's hard when we love somebody, right? It's difficult. But you've got to be patient and, kind of not hold on to that energy so tightly, so that not only new possibilities and new openings can come up with him, but in other situations too, because I still see you meeting someone else that you're going to have an opportunity with. But you still have to be open to it, Miriam. And you have to know that he Muhammad has a lot of growth that he has to do. And even when he comes back around you, you're still going to have a little bit of miscommunication and there's still going to be issues. Just because he comes back around doesn't mean everything is going to be perfect. It will be better, but you have to really look at what is good for you. And you have to really realize that in order to get where you're wanting to get, whether it's with Mohammed or someone else, you have to stop holding on to what you want so tightly and kind of let things happen. Because what's happening is your anxiety is manifesting and that energy is sent out there. And when Mohammed comes back around, you don't want him to feel that, right? So you have to be aware that you're doing that. But I do see Mohammed coming back around. Okay. On that note, I'm going to turn it over to Nikki. So let's see what Nikki has for you.
We're going to pass it to Jesse first, and then we'll hand it over.
Sorry. We're going to pass it to Jesse and see what his cards have to say for you.
Jesse.
Jesse.
You're muted.
Okay, I'm lagging way too bad. I don't even know the question. I'm sorry. I'm having way too many technical issues. I don't even know the question.
The question is, what are Muhammad's intentions / motivations going to be when they're in contact again? Virtual hug.
You guys there?
Jesse, you might have to call it a night, buddy, with all of the tech problems.
Okay. Well, the first card I got is a 10 of Earth, saying a very happy family life.
Nope. There he went.
Did we lose him?
Yes, we did. Let me pass this over to Nikki for you.
Okay.
You're muted, Nikki.
Sorry, I unmuted and then muted because Jesse came in. Sorry. I'm with it. Okay, Miriam. So Miriam, this is really interesting because I've noticed a pattern here where you ask about Muhammad a lot, which is fine. It tells me that the questions that you ask, though, and the way that you frame your questions really revolve around what he is going to do and what his intention is and what he's thinking, which is totally natural. That's kind of what we all want to know, right? Is what the other person's thought process is. We wish we could read their mind, right? But here it's interesting because your spirit angel guides aren't talking about him and what he's thinking, what he's going to do. They're throwing the ball literally back into your court and going, baby doll, what are you going to do? So you've pulled this. I think this is so significant. Change your mind, right? You've pulled that coupled with the high priestess. Now the high priestess, and I'll show you the picture of this card because it's important. You see how she's holding this book? This book represents the book of knowledge. It means that she has this internal library. She's a walking encyclopedia. She has all the information she needs. And this is like you, Miriam. You're a walking encyclopedia. You have all the intuition, gut instincts, and information that you need. It's just about accessing that. So Spirit, that coupled with the change of mind card, it's about you deciding what you want, right? And what you're going to pull in. You have a lot of power and control in this situation too. It's not just all up to what Muhammad decides. It's about what you decide as well. What do you want? Do you want to be with Muhammad? Is he your partner? Is this exhausting? Is it elevating? Is it joyous? Is it bringing you joy, or is it bringing you a lot of work? No, I'm not. Well, it's flattering, but it's the truth, right? Because my interest isn't really to flatter you, although that can be nice. My interest is to bolster your acknowledgement of the power that you possess, which is very great. I do see you falling in love in the future. And I have to say, in my heart and with what Spirit's giving me, what's resonating in my auric field is that most likely won't be with Muhammad. what your celestial team would like to see you do is get with your soulmate, baby. And so you need to start thinking about, what does your soulmate look like? What do they bring to the table? What qualities do they possess? And what does that relationship look like? Is it easy or is it hard? And you already have the answer to that.
All right. Up, Faith, I've got you muted here for a second. There you go. There you go.
Okay.
All right, so the next person in line is Cece. Then Belanca D, get your question ready because you will be next. But Cece, throw your question out. Guys, do remember, there are 2 psychics tonight, and you will be getting 3-minute readings from both of them. So it is not one versus the other. It's not a competition show.
No. We're both trying to give you insight.
Why do you say that? Are people commenting or?
There was a comment. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Gotcha. I was like.
All right.
Okay.
Milo texted me and asked for me to stop sharing my location with him. Did he mean this, or?
Did she finish her question? Cece, just give him some time right now. He's angry and he thinks right now that you guys need a break. I still don't see this being over. But like I told you earlier when I spoke to you, this is not a good thing for you because it really overwhelms your spirit. Every time he does this, it breaks you down a little bit. Like I said, I don't see this as over, but this isn't the most healthy thing for you. Honestly, I don't feel even when you guys are together that you should have to share your location with him because he doesn't share his location with you. So I would just go ahead and say, okay, and I wouldn't share my location with him if I were you. And that's not even psychic, but I really feel like he said it to have space and because he knew it would hurt you. And when he gets in these moods, he does what he thinks will hurt you. Now, I don't see this being over with him by any means, but right now it's not in a healthy place because he gets in these moods and he takes things out on you that don't even have to do with you. And you have to take a step back so you're not hurting so bad over a pattern that he keeps repeating. I'm trying to wait to see if she says anything else.
Okay. Guys, remember, you got 15 minutes to jump the list. That guarantees your reading and gets you ahead of everybody else. Jump the list, gets you ahead. We got 15 minutes left. We're only an hour show during the summer. We'll go back to our 2-hour lives in the fall.
You almost said the winter journey.
I almost did. She says, it's okay. It's just hard.
I know it is, but this is a pattern that he repeats a lot. And when someone repeats a pattern, you start to learn that this is their behavior. This isn't, the way he's acting is not exclusive to you. This is something that he would do to others as well. So just be aware of that and try not to take this behavior to heart because it is a pattern.
Is this pain getting worse?
Oh, I do think that it has acted up some, but I think he's been taking a little bit of medicine for it.
All right.
Okay, so I'm going to turn it over to Nikki. Jesse's left us for the night, I think.
Yes, he's not coming back for the night.
Hi, Cece. Okay, honey. So I see this being over. He absolutely meant what he said. And I think that is a good practice for you to take him at face value. And with all people, right? Allow people to be accountable for the words they speak. So if somebody is telling you something, allow that to be the truth. And then if it's not, that's on them. That's on them that they're not speaking their authentic and organic truth to you, right? So yes, absolutely take him at face value, and that's a little more personal advice than spiritual. But on your celestial team side, this has absolutely run its course. That doesn't mean that you guys can't get back together because you're a sovereign being, baby. So you can choose to go back to him time and time again and get back together, and you can stretch this out for years if you want to. But energetically, on an atomic level, this has run its course. There will be no higher development out of this. You can have you'll go up a little bit just to go back down, up a little bit just to go back down. So it's going to be a real back and forth, which is going to be an energy exhaustion for you, my love. I do think that Spirit's talking about your kind of history and why you're participating in a relationship like this. So there is some systemic oppression that's going on, meaning you most likely, it's like you come from this background of restriction and rules. You might have even posed some restriction on yourself. You may restrict the way you eat. You may restrict saying, oh, I can't wear that. Other girls can wear that, but I can't. Or like these really self-limiting restrictions that you put in your life because you're mirroring where you were restricted earlier in life. It's like you learned that pattern and now it's part of your routine. Okay, that's part of what draws you into this restricting model, because it is restricting. You can't level up with this person. You're stuck at a certain level, and that serves a routine that you've learned over time. However, that's a habit. That's not a part of your inherent being, and you can change that anytime. It doesn't mean it doesn't come without difficulty, but it is 100% possible. When you choose to end this cycle, and get out of this restriction, right? Break through that glass ceiling, you will be returning back to your childlike essence. Okay, you've got the dreamer here. You will be returning back to that joyful, sassy, but more importantly, free Cece. Free, not restricted, free. Live out loud, do as you please, do what makes you feel good, Cece. That's the outcome of breaking out of this cycle with this person. And that's not to villainize him, right? You guys are both playing a part like characters in a play, okay? But it's time to put it to them.
Okay, so I hope that we helped you, Cece.
Right, so Blanca D is next in line. So Blanca says, hi guys, my question is to my mom who passed away. I know she watches us, her kids, but can she see how I can help my sister who's going through a rough time? I feel like flying to her or let her help out with she needs guidance.
Yeah, Blanca, you and I talked about this the other day. You know, she needs help with that situation. And I definitely think that you would be the one to help her with that because you've been through something similar. And I think that God wants to use you for that. I do feel at some point you are going to be in her physical space. And you will help her and be in her physical space and help her with all these emotions and all the stuff that's tied with this situation. Okay. As far as the message from your mother, she's just saying, you know what she's saying? She's showing me interlocking hands. And she's saying, give your sister some of your strength. Help her get through this because you have the strength to kind of help her and guide her and be a support system, and she'll learn a lot through you and because of you, because you've gone through a similar situation. Just be there. And also I want to let you know too, your sister's going to be really moody. Her moods are going to change from one extreme to another. Please don't take it personal. I know you do, and you are going to just by being there. But your mother keeps showing me you guys as children, and it wasn't just you, it was your other siblings too, holding hands, interlocking, like symbolically. That's what she's showing me is you being a team and kind of holding hands symbolically and just being there for one another. And I feel like you're going to help her with some of your strength. And your mother is also telling me to tell you to help her remember good times and happy times. Make food that would make her be in a better mood, things that would bring up happy memories, and just try to be there for her. She's also not sleeping really well, so that's a lot of what's going on too.
My mom wants us close.
She does. She wants you to be there for one another, and she says that your sister needs you. But it doesn't necessarily mean you're going to fly out tomorrow, but I do see you in her physical space.
That was always important for my mom.
Yeah. Because you guys balance each other out. Your sister's personality is very different from yours. She's not as and I know you think you're weak, Blanca, but your sister's not as strong as you. But this is going to make you guys even closer, and I feel that this will be a spiritual growth and awakening for your sister. So I think that that's going to, you being there for her in any way, shape, or form is really going to help her. But I'm going to turn this over to Nikki, and we'll see what Nikki has for you.
So thank you, Miss Phoenix. The call went good.
You're welcome. You're welcome. Hang in there.
Hi, Blanca. Okay, so I have a little bit different perspective from Spirit on this. I don't know that it's different, but you're going to have to really kind of think outside of the box in order to integrate this information, okay, between Faith and I and what your spirit guides are bringing in, because there's a lot to the story here, right? So what I'm seeing, I don't know what the specific situation is with your sister. Spirit's not really offering me that information. I do see that the bulk of what she's experiencing that is just uncomfortable, the interference and the barriers that she's experiencing are barriers of her own doing. Now, that's not a criticism. That can be hard for people to hear sometimes. But the point is that she has created the framework in which she's experiencing discomfort right now. So it is important for her to then learn how to undo that and navigate that, right? Because if she doesn't, this is a pattern that she will repeat again. Okay. And so there's I want to word this carefully because I'm not a pull yourself up from the bootstraps kind of person, right? But there is an element of her needing to navigate this, not alone, but nobody else needs to disempower her by solving it for her. Coming in and rescuing is really actually not in her benefit right now. Now, that doesn't mean you can't support and comfort, but you need to be very clear about what the difference is between supporting and comforting and rescuing. Okay, because rescuing takes away somebody's power, and we're not here to do that. I do see traveling for you, though that comes up in your cards right away. So traveling to her is fair enough. I want you to think about, though, your energy, right? So Spirit pulls this Queen of Cups card for you, which shows that you are, you give and give and give until you have an empty well. Right? And people come to you to solve their problems. People come for advice. They come to lean on your shoulder or for you to lend an ear to them, right? You have this very mother, matriarch type energy, but you can overgive, right? You tend to be everybody's caretaker. You were like that with your husband, right? You were like that in your dynamic with your parents, and you're like that in your dynamic with your sister. And so it's really important for you to think about, are you overgiving? Are you giving to the point that you're depleted and exhausted? Because that is perpetuating a family cycle of codependency. And so it doesn't benefit anyone. It doesn't benefit your sister. It might immediately relieve her from some of her discomfort, but in the long run, it sets her up for failure because she's not able to solve and dip into her toolbox for these kind of scenarios. So get clear on support and comfort versus rescuing is the biggest takeaway from Spirit.
Right. Barbara Hartman, you are next. Get that question out to us. Monica said, oh, okay, thank you. Barbara Hartman is next. Then we have Jalapeno. Jalapeno, get your question ready. You're next. Barbara Hartman's here, guys. Says, hi, guys. I know it's been a while. Do you have any message for me or our girls from my husband, Greg? He left for heaven in January.
The first thing I got when you asked if there were any messages from him, and I know this is really random, he's telling me to tell you that his back doesn't hurt anymore. And for some reason, when I see spirits, sometimes they'll show me food that they miss eating. And he keeps showing me sandwiches. But it looks like it was a particular kind of sandwich. I want to say this is turkey or a chicken salad type of sandwich. He is around you guys. He keeps telling me that one of the girls is trying to do some type of project or something. I don't know what this is, but he keeps saying the word project, and she's stressing out about it. It's gonna come through, but it feels like it's not on time, or what she's trying to do, it's not the right time to do, is what he's telling me. Not until early fall is what I'm being shown. Also, I'm being shown that your finances are going to pick up by September, and you need to take better care of yourself, he said, because you're not getting the level of sleep that you need to get. Okay? And one of your family members, I don't know who this is because he's not showing me, but one of your family members is having a lot of anxiety. And he says it's over things that they can't help. So they need to kind of release that and kind of pull back from the situation, because it doesn't have anything to do with them, but other people's stuff. So they need to kind of pull back from it. And then they'll be able to sleep more, because I keep seeing things with breathing and anxiety connected to this. But that's going to kind of calm down. And also, I keep seeing something about the mortgage. Is there something going on with your mortgage? Or, because I keep seeing the word mortgage.
Just waiting to see if he responds.
Okay.
And this is not Journey, it's the ghost of Journey.
It's the background ghost.
It's the background ghost watching the show.
Do.
All right, well, we're going to pass this over to Nikki to allow her to elaborate.
Okay.
Show you what she's got.
Hi, honey. I'm so sorry for your loss. Okay. So he comes through definitely just giving some confirmation about the framework around his passing. And some of that is he's talking about you were called to immediate action. So I'm not sure if his passing was sudden. It's more like you had to step up to the plate really quickly. So even if it wasn't unexpected, it was just this feeling of you weren't prepared on the level that you thought you were for sure, because there's this all of a sudden you have to really step up to the plate with everything. It shows your matriarch energy in the present. You are the queen of cups, right? You're the queen of you're just the ultimate caretaker. And I'm not sure if you have another female who's helping you. So do you have another, a sister, a mother-in-law, a mom that's either in the home with you or who's coming to the home daily? But it shows that there's there's just a lot of female energy in the home right now. And he wants to acknowledge that. He also talks about you being just weighed down by so many responsibilities. You've just got so much on your plate. So you're really having to handle, I mean, obviously the load of both parents, and but it's more than that. So financially, and then his career was coming up too. So he, just one second. Okay, so there's something, you're changing your mind about career or job. So I'm not sure if you were thinking about going to work and now you're not going back, or you were thinking, okay, I'm going to take a lot of time off, but now you're like, oh my God, I have to go back and pay the bills. He wants you to know it's okay to change your mind. So whichever way you were leaning before, whatever you changed your mind to now in the present, go with that, honey. Like, you can honor that, and he's giving you that permission, although you don't need that permission, right? You get to do what you want. But he's backing you up on that. He supports you in changing your mind and follow your instinct on that. Also, he wants to acknowledge that there are some negative external emotions coming towards you. So I'm not sure if there's a specific person, and there's like a phone call too. So is there some kind of phone call that occurred around his passing that just wasn't as tactful as it needed to be? Maybe it was about some of the details of after his passing, or it wasn't handled well. He keeps talking about the call and these like negative, it's like at least one negative external influence coming in. He wants to it's like he's showing himself behind you, like supporting you, guarding you, and just validating that you've had that experience and that you didn't experience that alone, right? Because we can almost take on anything if we have a little bit of support. We got our gang behind us. He needs you to know that you have that support. So whatever comes up and whatever feels like an interference or a barrier, you're not doing it alone. So just hold that with you.
All right, guys, the psychics are going to take a short break, but they will be back after these messages. Stay tuned. We'll be right back.
Okay, guys, thank you for watching our messages, and we're back to take more of your questions.
And Jalapeno was next. And then Sierra L. Get your question ready. You will be after Jalapeno.
Come on down, Alicia, aka Jalapeno.
All right. It says, hi. Any messages from my sister? Also, when do you see my daughter finding a future husband? In prior readings, you said his name would be Chad. Is that still correct? Also, any other info on him for her?
I don't remember saying Chad. I mean, I may have, but I tend to shelf readings like that. And I am usually pretty good with names, so if I said Chad, stick with it because there was a reason that it came through. Um, I do feel like she will meet him. This is not right now. I don't feel it's going to probably be for about, it's a little while. I would say about 2.5 years, within 2.5 years. Because she's still got a lot of growing that she's got to do. As far as, um, what I see him looking like or anything like that, I feel like he will be slender, not skinny, but slender, um, with darker hair and blue eyes. He may even drive a blue car because I'm being shown a blue car, and there's reference to military. Okay, um, so that's what I'm getting with that. As far as a message from your sister, you know, your sister says for some reason she's irritable, and I don't typically get spirits being irritable, but she's irritable because she's watching everybody around her, like she's watching over all of you, and she says that all of you lately have been keeping things inside, and it's manifesting health wise with stomach issues. So she's saying be careful of that and to release things easier because you're not. And she keeps saying you're looking for paperwork. Some of it is in, I think it's a kitchen drawer, but she keeps showing me a drawer, and I feel like it's a kitchen drawer, but don't quote me. Um, she is around you though, and she keeps saying something about you need to take a trip, and she keeps showing me the beach. So I don't know if you have beach near you, but she keeps showing me a beach for you. Your kids are okay, other than the things that you've asked about previously. I'm more worried about you because she says you're running yourself ragged and not slowing down.
My husband's having stomach issues now.
Well, that's what she was showing me. But I feel like they are self-inflicted from stress and him not coping with stress. I'm not a doctor or anything, but I'm being shown that it's due to stress and he's not eating correctly.
Yes, hopefully to Cancun.
You are going to go. And she keeps showing me this really cool bathing suit. It's orange and black, and it's got a really cool pattern on it. And she says, tell her to get a straw hat. She's showing me like a straw hat with one of those bands on it, and you look really pretty. And she's just saying that she'll be there with you, soaking in the sun, but you are going to go. She wants me to tell you. But on that note, I'm going to turn it over to Nikki, and we'll see what else Nikki has for you.
Unmuted. That was wonderful, Faith. Hey, so I'm not picking up anything from your sister, but you do have a father figure around you. And a father figure wants to come in like your cheerleader and give a lot of encouragement here. So wanting to encourage you to take the next step. This is revolving around one particular thing. There is this block in your life, and it might be kind of quiet right now because what we do is we get used to these blocks and we live with it. We go, well, I'm never going to make more money than I have, or I'm never going to change that family dynamic, right? So we kind of submit to it, we adapt to it. And that can be okay. That can be healthy. That can really work for us, right? We got to live. But your dads come in and say, sweetheart, whatever that block is, whatever that thing that you've adapted to and settled down into, because, well, you're never going to change that, you can change it. Now is your time, okay? The solution, the undoing of it really revolves around you acknowledging how powerful you are and stepping out of these beliefs that you're not, that you don't have what it takes, right? Because there's a very kind of deep rooted self-confidence thing here going on where you're like, you see other people doing stuff or you see other people have conquered things and it's like, yeah, but that's for the few, right? That's for the random few who conquer that and then write about it, or the few people who get to be on Oprah or this stuff like that. But it's like, no, this father figure's coming in and saying, we all possess those qualities. Why not you? So whatever that thing is that you've adapted to, that you've settled into, that if you had a magic wand and you could make it go away tomorrow, you could lift that restriction, start working on that. Take the next step now, right? It might be in your physical body. It might be in some kind of systemic thing that you've committed to. It might be in your location where you live. I mean, it could go on and on and on. Now's not the time to give up, right? Now's the time to get up and fight, and you have what it takes to work through that. I also would like to see you getting involved in your community. And I'll leave that to you to really feel into what would be appropriate for you and what would feel really good. But I want you to know that you have so much to offer, not just your own interpersonal dynamic in your own family. You have so much to offer that your community wants and needs you and wants you to bring your gifts to the table. And then I saw your comment, grandfather. It very much could be. It's the emperor, and it is a father-like figure, and it wasn't definitively father. And so your intuition is as good as mine, right? We just access it differently. And if you're picking up on that, then I say 100% yes.
Saved by the bell.
Saved by the bell.
All right. So, Sierra L., you were next. And then Daryl Brooks. Get your question ready. But Sierra, we need your question. All right, Sierra's here. It says, hi, loves. Last time you mentioned love coming in July. I was wondering if you could describe the details about him. Also, have been having reoccurring nightmares, wondering if they mean anything.
Okay. Hi, Sierra. Good to hear from you. I still see love coming for you. So that's the good thing. I feel like you're gonna meet this person at some type of outdoor thing. I don't know if this is because it feels like a gathering, but I also feel a restaurant around this. So I don't know if you're gonna go to a restaurant with some friends. And this feels like it's somebody you know knows indirectly. I keep feeling like they have shorter hair. It's kind of wavy and darker colored. I also feel like this person is ethnic. Two different ethnicities is what I'm being shown. Because I keep seeing they have a tan. Okay, but I don't know what race they are. I'm trying to figure that out. And I feel like this person's in the corporate world because I keep being shown dressier clothes and suits. And I keep seeing computers around this person. They drive a darker car. I want to say the car is black. And I just tell everybody all the little details I get so they'll know when they meet the person. That's why I'm telling you little stuff like this. I feel like this person might be a Leo with a Cancer rising or a Cancer with a Leo rising, which is interesting. Because for some reason I get people's signs like that with love readings. This is going to be somebody that it could turn into something long term, but you have to make the time for it and you have to open yourself up. You do not always do that. So just be aware of opportunities that are coming your way and be open to them. You know, because you tend to get boggled down with everything else and everyone else's things. So this is really going to be a time for you to open up and let things happen to you and for your growth. But I also want to say something to you that's a little bit off topic of what you asked. I keep seeing things changing with your work and like getting to a higher level with work and different things with work happening for you, but in a good way over the next 3 months. Just try to pace yourself. Like, I'm feeling there's going to be some recognition and some new responsibilities added to you. So just be aware that that's coming as well.
All right, we're going to pass it over to Nikki.
Hey, Sierra. Okay, so I definitely, so Faith is just so on point and tuned into this future partner with his physicality. Exactly. Even the Leo energy is totally strong, and the olive tone skin, the hair, like she's really tuned into that. Also, so the nightmares, it's funny that Faith mentions career, because that comes up, and it actually comes up revolving the nightmares, and it comes up as your subconscious is processing fear you have about your career, about leveling up, about taking some initiative, whether you have what it takes to initiate a level up and gaining some momentum when it comes to career, right? Your subconscious is working through some shame cycles, some self-esteem cycles revolving around if you have what it takes to do that, right? Can you be a leader? Can you be powerful? Can you level up? Do you deserve more money, right? And so that's presenting as a nightmare because you're undoing a matrix of shame and fear when you're sleeping. Your body heals itself while it's sleeping. It doesn't just heal physically, it heals spiritually, emotionally, cognitively, okay? I also want to talk about a little bit about some work that you've been doing with yourself, and this is what's leading you into new love. So there is a history of I'm going to say mistreatment of your physical body. Okay. Now there's been a lot of work. Now that ties into the shame cycle, right? And why there's been some mistreatment when it comes to your vessel. Okay. That some of that has to do with food and how you have eaten historically, or restricted your eating. Okay. You're working through all of that, though. You're breaking paradigms, right? You're breaking ancestral trauma. You're breaking trauma that you have associated with what it means to be a female, because that's where some of that shame comes from. That's leading you into a space where your energy field is able to laser beam in your champion lover, which is what we all want, right? I think that there's just the tail end of the work that you're doing is really doing some introspection. You've got the Hermit card. It's a number 9. 9 is that last number in the 1 through 9 cycle. It's about reincarnation, right? So the old you is coming to a very gentle but permanent death, and the new you is being reborn. And that new you that's being reborn is bringing in that champion lover partner, right? And this is that olive skin Leo. So I want to commend you on the work that you're doing, and know that that is not easy work. Reincarnation is a serious business. So I commend you for that.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, guys.
You're welcome. Glad we could help.
Faith, if you want to tell me about my future lover at some point, that'd be great, because I am waiting for my champion lover. So
well, you can message me anytime on Facebook.
Yeah, we'll have a conversation.
Journey says that love readings is my specialty, and it is true. That stuff comes through really easy for me for people.
Yeah, I can feel how tuned in you
people
are.
come back 2 years later and told me they met the person. So
yeah.
All right. Well, Daryl Brooks is the next person on our list. So, Daryl, come on down. You are next. And we all know how my love reading went.
Journey.
You didn't give it to me. I gave it to myself, and I found him.
Well, just so y'all know, Journey gives, I don't know if he gives Nikki a hard time, but he gives me a hard time even off air. So.
All right.
Hi, Daryl.
We got some cool news about Nikki, which we'll get into later on into the show. We'll be describing some things that are upcoming and fun stuff. Also, guys, don't forget, on the 4th of July, at the same time our show is, My Psychic Connection will be airing live as we'll be doing a fireworks show for everybody who wants to see it. It is available. I know that some kids who have autism and things that cannot go to the fireworks because they're too loud for them. It overstimulates them, and this is an easy way for them to be able to see fireworks and enjoy. And for those of you that like the comfort of your home and don't want to go anywhere, the fireworks will come to you. All right, Daryl's here. It says, hello, everyone. I was wondering, what do the cards see for me currently?
So, in other words, Daryl, you want a general read. Thanks. It's the end of the night and you want a general read. No, I'm teasing you, Daryl. What I'm getting for you, and I don't use cards, but what I'm getting for you is work stuff. And you're aggravated about work, and there also seems to be some sort of conflict with another male, and this circulates around work. There's also an older female that's passed that's coming through to you, and this is going to sound odd. I don't think I've received a message like this in a long time with this particular message, but she's saying you need to go to the dentist. It's an older, shorter woman, and I feel like she died of heart issues. And she's around you, and she's saying you need to go to the dentist. But also, like I said, I just feel a lot of aggravation and tension in regard to your workplace. And there is a male that you have conflict with that you have not dealt with. Whether you vocalize that conflict, you need to release it one way or the other, because I feel like it's going to manifest physically into some health issues for you. You do have some good things coming for you later this summer. I feel like just rebuilding all around you in general with your life, because I keep seeing like bricks and they're being laid. It's like a foundation, and things are getting ready to change for you, but not until after the fall time is what I'm being shown. And you have to release some of this tension and things that you're upset about in order to get to that point of rebuilding, because I really feel like you hold on to stuff really tightly mentally. And I also feel that you are going to be shown some signs over the next 2 weeks, because you've got a lot of loved ones around you that have passed away, but primarily this woman keeps coming through, and I feel it's a grandmother. She died of heart issues, and she just keeps telling me to tell you you need to go to the dentist, and also you need to eat better so that you don't get acid reflux. Sorry, I'm not laughing at your reading. It's just the way she conveyed that to me. I had to chuckle. But that's what I'm getting for you. Do you have any specific question before this gets turned over to Nikki? But that's what I'm getting for you in general, Daryl.
All right, well, let's pass it over to Nikki.
Hi, Daryl. Okay, so now I value every person I read for, but I'm very happy you're here because I really enjoy reading for male energy, and I think not enough males come to participate in this kind of healing modality. So thank you for stepping up to the plate. So what I'm seeing about what's happening for you right now is you are on the defense, not the offense. You've got some legal stuff. So I'm not seeing exactly what the legality is. This can be, I'm not making any claims that it's criminal or anything like that. It could be, or it could be financial legality, contracts, right? It could be custody, marriage. Again, Spirit's not showing me. It's almost like that's not as important. The specific things not as important as what you're doing, because this is the legality that you're involved in, where you're on the defense, not the offense, is really about you undoing this paradigm that you've been carrying for a long time. This is like ancestral trauma of undoing this like victim perpetrator matrix that has run in your family dynamic or your ancestral line for a very long time. And so that energy has looked different for each person, and yet it's the same energy under the surface, which is a victim perpetrator thing, right? And so you've been both the victim and the perpetrator, right? You're both sides of the coin all the time. And what is being created what is being created for you right now is the opportunity to step outside of that, not only for yourself, but your entire ancestral line, right? If you have children, this is probably the biggest gift that you're ever going to give to them. Okay, you've got spiritual growth. So that's part of this. The reason why you're experiencing this right now, the reason why you're able to step up to the plate and you're being called to defend yourself, because historically you haven't had a pattern of defending yourself appropriately. You're someone who often feels like you have to constantly over-explain what you meant. You feel like you said the wrong thing, you're putting your foot in your mouth, right? Sometimes it's like you are your own worst enemy when it comes to self-defense. This is your opportunity. Part of your spiritual awakening is learning how to defend yourself the way you would your inner child. Like, think about little Daryl, right? Take him outside of your body and look at him and think, well, how would I defend him, right? What would I wrap him up in? This is your chance to really love yourself and defend yourself as if you're worthy, because you are worthy. This defense also kind of runs across the board. It runs into your finances, and it also runs into your energy levels. So sexual energy, creativity, like your libido, all of that stuff. You're needing to be in defense of all that energy. You want to be really conscious of having really quality interactions when it comes to your sexual interactions, making sure they're not flippant or inauthentic, making sure you're having really quality connection with people. Also, your financial interactions and exchanges should also be of high quality right now. So not purchasing junk or clutter right now. Not spending money at companies or places that aren't ethically on par, right? Choosing to spend money on things that are better for the environment, things like that. That's going to get you out of the perpetrator dynamic, right? That's going to help break where you've been a perpetrator, because you're stepping up to the level and kind of doing the right thing when it comes to how you exchange your energy and how you exchange your money. And then on the defense end, the victim end, you're being called with your legality to step up to the plate and defend yourself. Defend yourself as if you would defend somebody that you love very much, because you're worthy of that same kind of love and defense.
All right. Sounds good. Hey, you had something you were going to say.
No, I was trying to make sure I wasn't muted. I thought I accidentally hit it after you took it off. Sorry.
No, you're good. All right, guys. This is Faith's first time hosting, guys. Give her a round of applause so far.
Oh, I did
Such a great job.
I did horrible, but thanks, guys.
No, you did. Never say that. It takes practice. Trust me. I know. Almost 13 years later, I know. All right. So we're going to take our last question of the night, coming from Haya. So let's, I hope I said that right. Please forgive me. It says, how will my connection with Evolve if he manages to fully release Okay.
I'm lost.
Yeah, I'm
trying to read this. I'm like, what?
I'm going to restructure the question. Here we go. It says, how will my connection with evolve if he manages to fully release his pristine interference with XS, which hinders our progress? Will he level up in his true feelings / intentions to commit? Thank you.
Okay, well, the first thing I got when Journey read that question, to be honest with you, is that you're giving his ex S too much power. You're assuming that plays a part into it, right? Okay, the ex does play a part into it, but he's not leveling up the way you want him to because he's not ready. And this feels to me psychically like this is something that you've dealt with for a long time and you've allowed it to happen. So because you've allowed his behavior to be this way consistently, and it's, I don't want to say it's been okay with you, but you've tolerated it, he just is kind of going around going do to do to do to do to do. So you have to decide what you will allow him to do and what is good for you and what is not good for you. I do feel like he will get a little bit better, but you guys are going to keep repeating the cycle because I don't feel like he's not ready to really move forward like you're wanting him to emotionally, spiritually. He's not on that level. Two, he doesn't have to. He feels he doesn't have to because you've tolerated this and he doesn't feel he's going to lose you. And in saying that, I'm not telling you to just go off and, end things with him so you'll get a reaction that you want to. No, that's not what I'm saying. But I'm saying he's comfortable. Now, do I think the ex influences it? Yeah, but not as much as what you think. I just think he doesn't want to cause chaos. That's the problem. Okay. Does that mean he doesn't love you? No, because I do feel that he does care for you. You guys have a good chemistry. But I'm going to be really honest with you, and it may not be what you want to hear. There's somebody better, but you have to choose to let that even occur. And I don't think that you're at the place where you're going to let somebody else in. There will be somebody better coming for you, but not until you release this. And I don't see you releasing this situation anytime soon because you want this with him really bad. And I'm not saying it's not something that you can't have. I'm just saying it's a lot of work and it's mentally and emotionally exhausting for you. Now, if the ex does leave, that will, if her hold goes away a little bit, that will help. But that's not the main thing holding him back from behaving the way that would be the right way to behave towards you.
All right, let's pass it over to Nikki.
Hi, honey. Okay, so are there children involved in this? Is he co-parenting with this ex? Because the energy cord or tie between them is pretty heavy, and typically I don't feel that kind of energy tie unless there's children involved. I do think that there's not going to be a change in this because until it's based on his communication. So I know that his ex is having, I don't know, maybe her communication's off or she's the one who's interfering. And so I don't want to take like that away from you. I don't want to devalidate how you feel about what the ex is bringing to the situation and say that
I think we froze here. Give us just a second. We're having a little bit of tech problem here. Hopefully we're able to resolve it. There we are.
Hey guys, I'm not sure. That's bizarre. Okay, you say there's no kids. Okay, well, fair enough, but there is like a heavy energetic tie. Like they're so entwined. They're intertwined in that womb. And like that divine masculine and feminine energy is it's still entwined for them, the way that it would be as if they had children together. And what I was saying before is that I didn't want to devalidate your feelings about the ex being problematic and what she's bringing to the table as far as interference. But here, I think what the real focus is that his communication needs to change in order for this to be resolved. It's really on him in the end. And I agree with Faith that I do see somebody else for you. I don't think that this is the one stop, the end all be all. I think that he is working through his own self-development, which primarily revolves around how he communicates. And yeah, I think that they need to finish their dance together, this energetic dance that they're doing. And I just don't think that there's any real space for you there in order for you and him to develop and level up in the way that you want and deserve. And I don't think that means that there's anything wrong with him, or it's just part of his journey. He's, you guys are in the same car, but you're going different places. So, yeah, that gives some clarity.
All right. Go.
Well, guys, we've come to the end of the show.
Woohoo!
Nikki, it was wonderful working with you tonight. It turned into a journey and ladies' night tonight.
Yeah, likewise. I enjoyed it.
Jesse left us. And it's always a pleasure to read for all of you, and we will be on again tomorrow. Same place, same time.
Absolutely, guys.
Journey, thank you for being with us in the background.
You know it.
And,
I have that voice
thank you for giving me the opportunity to host. I'll try to do better tomorrow.
It's practice, girl. Practice makes perfect.
Nikki, and whenever you're ready, if you want me to give you a love reading, just let me know. You can connect with me on Facebook or whatever, and I'll be glad to do that for you.
Yeah, I'm ready to get that. My champion lover, I'm ready for it. So let's talk about it.
All right, to all you tarot kids that are ready to get this tarot class started, there will be an email sent out to all of you who have sent an email and a Facebook message to those who Facebooked. So, guys, get ready for that. Faith, you did awesome. Don't take yourself down from that.
I know. I'm just hard on myself. I could have done better.
You're good, girl. You did good. Nikki, thank you so much for being here, like always.
You're welcome. Thank you, guys. I appreciate collaborating with your energy.
Absolutely. Well, guys, tune in tomorrow while Nikki and Faith tag team these readings for you. Maybe Jesse. We'll see how his tech problems are going to pan out. But definitely tune in tomorrow night, guys. With love from everyone here at My Psychic Connection, we want to say thank you so much for tuning in, and we will catch you tomorrow. Have a great night, everybody.
Bye, y'all. See you tomorrow.